Hello everyone, welcome to Biology Nevada Virtual Academy. This is Miss Forsyth and I'm going to walk you through how to complete the data collection portion of the Virtual Population Lab. Okay, so what I have on my screen here, as you'll see over here, this is the lab document that you all should have. You can get it from your Dropbox. And then over here, this is the link. And how do I get to this website here? If you look in your information, there's a little bit of background information here, and then there is the link right here on your lab document. Click it and this is what's going to open up. So I'm going to use the dual windows today so that way we can bounce back and forth and show you how to plug in this data. Okay, so pre-lab questions should have been answered during Class Connect on Monday. So please make sure if you've not done those pre-lab questions, you go and do those before collecting your data. You can watch the recording from Monday's Class Connect to get information about that. I'm going to focus on this question down here, number 4, which is collecting your data. So you'll see here you have a data table. I'm going to hide this white space because it's bothering me. You don't have to do that, but you can if you want to. Okay, so I'm double clicking to hide it. That way it looks like a full chart. Okay, so there's my data, and then what I'm going to do is set up my lab. So if you are not sure, you weren't in Class Connect, etc., you don't know how to set it up, it tells you the procedures right here. The Class Connect has very specific directions in it as well if you'd rather watch the Class Connect than my awesome video. But basically, here's what happens. We have our lab set up. Okay, so we've got our 2 species of paramecium cultures. Okay, so we have the paramecium caudatum and the paramecium aurelia. And over here we have 3 test tubes. So this is going to be their environment that they're going to live in. You'll see in the bottom there are some grains, which actually rice, which will be a food supply or their source of energy within this little micro ecosystem that we're doing. Okay, what we need to do is we need to put a dollop or a pipette full, I like to call it a dollop, pipette full of the paramecium into each test tube, but not each one's. We're going to do 1 test tube and then you have to click, so once you click it, it's going to fill it up and then you have to click and drag it. So the P caudatum you're going to put in 1 test tube by itself. You're going to do the P aurelia, squeeze to fill it up, click and, click and hold to put it in the other one. Make sure you don't put it in the same tube. This one should go in test tube number 2, P aurelia. Okay, so now those are the 2 species by themselves, and then we're going to see what happens when we put them both together. So we're going to do another test tube or pipette, another pipette squeeze full. We're going to drop it into a 3rd test tube. And over here we're actually going to squeeze again, drag and drop, put both species in. Okay, so you'll see we have 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and you can see there is a code at the bottom here, so you can see test tube 1. Even if you do it in the wrong test tubes, it'll tell you which is which. So P caudatum is the blue dot, P aurelia is the red one, so you know, okay, this is the C, this is the A, and this is both species. Okay, and then once you're here, we're gonna take this set of test tubes and we're gonna bring it back to our microscope. So when you click on microscope, boop, it takes you back to the microscope area. Now here we've got some more lab equipment that we're going to have to work with. Okay, and we have some more information down here at the bottom. So the first thing you do is, when you're doing this, we're going to look at slides of the bacteria. So we're going to look using the microscope right here. And we're basically going to take a clean slide, and then we're going to take a sample. The sample, when you just click it, it automatically puts it onto each of your slides. Okay, and then you take this and drag one over to the microscope. Okay, once it's in the microscope, you're going to see what it would look like if you were looking through that microscope. Okay, you don't have to twist the knobs to get into a better view. It's already in the best view it possibly can be. The beauty of virtual beauty of virtual labs. It's great. Okay, so right here, right away, you could say day 1, we're on day 0, which is in your chart, day 0. We see how many caudatum. Well, count. How many do you see? I see 1. So over in my data table, I'm going to plug in the number 1. But oh wait, if you read the directions, which I'm going to slide back over to, you will see, dun, 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 dun. I believe I talked about this in Class Connect too. The well in the microscope slide is only holding a 0.5 milliliter of volume. So what you need to do is every number that you count, you'll have to multiply that by 2 to get the data to read correctly as per milliliter. Okay, so it's going to be real easy. Every number that you record, you're multiplying by 2 before you put it in your data table. So 1 times 2 gives you 2, okay? Because again, that is looking at the scale. We're looking at a smaller scale, but we want our data to show per every milliliter. So we have to multiply all the numbers that we record, or sorry, that we count, multiply by 2 as if we were looking at double that space. Okay? All right. Just a quick little tidbit on that. So we did that one. You basically are going to say, okay, did it. Let's switch it off. I want to look at the next slide. There's P. aurelia. Hey, look, there's 1 again. So 1 times 2 gives me 2. So 2 and 2. Then I'm going to go into our mixed culture. Now here, this is where it might be a little confusing. You have to record the number for each type of bacteria. So it's not just one column, how many total are there. It's 2 columns, how many of each type are there. Okay? So then we're going to take our third sample, plug it on the microscope, and you'll see, oh, interesting, there's 1 of each. So over here, you'd plug in 1 times 2, which gives you 2 of each. I'm going to do 1 more day's worth of data, and then I'm going to let you get the rest of the data on your own. Before you move on to the next day, what you need to do is, oops, sorry, clean your, no, I forget what you have to do. Oh, clear the slides. There we go. Clear slides. See, sometimes teachers mess up too, you guys. It's okay. Clear the slides, and then you're going to flip the day. Okay? Now we're on day 2. Grab some clean microscope slides, take your sample, and you repeat this process. I'm going to go pretty quickly through this. Follow along if you need to. Peek out at my count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you continue doing this, you guys, a hint I'm going to tell you, this is going to blow up like crazy. There's going to be tons of little guys on this, paramecium guys. So another thing you could do is turn the grid on your microscope. And when you do that, it'll be much easier to count because you can say, okay, I counted this box, I counted this box, I counted this box, and that way you're not recounting or miscounting, okay? So here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 2 would give me 10, okay? So I'd plug 10 into day 2. Do the same thing again for P. aurelia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 2 gives me 10. Do the same thing for our mixed culture. Okay, now this is where it can be a little confusing. Make sure you recognize which is which. Paramecium caudatum are the skinnier ones. The aurelia are the little round guys. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the P. caudatum. So 7 times 2 gives me 14. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the P. aurelia. So that gives me 5 times 2 is 10. Okay? All right. So go ahead and collect your data, and then I will have another video showing you how to create a graph. Good luck!